You know what? The reason that we get confused with these three words is because we try to adapt and translate it to English word can. But if we can stick to the original Chinese meaning of the words, things will be much easier. Hola a todos, 我是Yimin老师. Today I'm going to explain you the difference among the words 会, 能, and 可以, because all of them can mean can. As you can see, each two of them have some part overlapped, and that causes big confusion. So today I'm going to explain it as clear as I can. First, in these three words, 会 is the most simple and the easiest. As I said in the beginning, we get confused because we try to translate it as English word can. However, to be more precise, the original Chinese meaning of this word is simply this: know how to do something. We use it to talk about a skill that you get by learning and practicing. For example, 我会说汉语. I can speak Chinese, but literally it's I know how to speak Chinese. I learned, I practiced, and I got the skill. 我会说汉语. Or 你会开车吗? Can you drive? Literally, it's you know how to drive? Do you have the skill? And to know how to drive, you need to learn and practice. Okay, and that's 会, know how to do something, to talk about a skill. Now comes the problem, because 能 also can be used to talk about a skill. Don't worry, here comes explanation. Unlike 会, which means know how to do something, 能 means be able to, and that's why there's a word 能力, ability. So when both of them are talking about a skill, here's the difference. 会 is just to talk about someone had a skill or not in general. But 能 is to talk about the level of the skill. So it always involves more details. For example, 他会说汉语. He can speak Chinese. That means he has the skill to speak Chinese. But to say how good his Chinese is, the level of his Chinese, we need to use the word 能, be able to. For example, 他能用汉语和中国人聊天. He can chat with Chinese people with Chinese. That's the level of his Chinese. That's how good his Chinese is. You see, instead of talking about the skill in general, we're talking about the level of the skill. Or this sentence, 他能用汉语写论文. He can write thesis with Chinese. That's the level of his Chinese. So it's more specific and more detailed. In English, maybe we can translate both of them with can. He can speak Chinese, or he can chat with Chinese people with Chinese. But you need to always remember that 会 is just know how to do something, and 能 is be able to. So 会 is talking about the skill in general, and 能 is talking about the level of the skill. More specific, more detailed. And another quick trick. As you can see in the sentence, when we use 会, the sentence normally is very short because we're just talking about skill in general. And the sentence with 能 normally is much longer because we need to talk about the specific level and with details. And most of the time it involves numbers. Let's see another example. Let's say a little bird learned flying. If we say 他会飞了, he already can fly. It means he already had the skill to fly in general. But to say how well it can fly, we need to use the word 能. And to make it more specific, we normally use numbers. For example, 它能飞10公里. It can fly 10 kilometers. You see here it involves a number and it shows the level of its skill. Okay, that's about 会 and 能. It's more fussy with that. Just remember 会, know how to do something. Talk about skill in general, and 能, be able to. Talking about the specific level of the skill. Now let's move on to 能 and 可以. These two are a little more tricky, but don't worry, you will totally get it with the rules that I'm going to give you. Let's see when they're exchangeable and when they're not. First, the occasions that when they're exchangeable. First, when you ask a permission. For example, 我能坐这儿吗? Can I sit here? You also can say, 我可以坐这儿吗? So both of them are okay. 我能坐这儿吗? Or 我可以坐这儿吗? Second, when you ask a favor. For example, 你能帮我吗? Can you help me? You also can say, 你可以帮我吗? You see, they're exchangeable. 你能帮我吗? Or 你可以帮我吗? Right. Third, when you give prohibition or warnings. For example, 你不能在这儿吸烟. You can't smoke here. You also can say, 你不可以在这儿吸烟. I will read it again. 你不能在这儿吸烟. Or 你不可以在这儿吸烟. Make sure to take note. Now, let's see the occasions when they are not exchangeable. It's quite simple. It's when you offer the help or give suggestions. You only can use 可以, not 能. For example, your friend's computer crashed and you are good at computers, so you can offer to help. So you can say, 我可以帮你. I can help you. Here, you can't use 能. Just 我可以帮你. Another occasion is when you give suggestions. For example, when we go shopping, the salesperson says this sentence a lot. 你可以试试这个. You can try this one. 你可以试试这个. So it's a suggestion and you only can use 可以, not 能. You got it? When you offer help or give suggestions, only use 可以. Okay guys, did you take note? Remember these rules and that will help you to use them in the right time. I know you don't want to hear this, pardon, but it's so important that I have to tell you. These three words, 会, 能, and 可以, they're not enough to cover all the occasions that when you need English word, can. Sometimes you can't count on any of them. For example, I can't sleep. 我睡不着. We didn't use any of the three words. We just say 我睡不着. I can't afford it. In Chinese is 我买不起. We didn't use 会, 能, or 可以. I can't finish it. For food. In Chinese is 我吃不完. 我吃不完. See, we didn't use any of the three words. All these underlined parts are called complement in Chinese. It's a grammatical term and this is an important and a special form to express in Chinese language. If you're in HSK 3, I'm sure you're already very familiar with this. The thing I also want to take away from the video is try to adapt the way that Chinese language works. We don't want to translate word to word from English or any other languages, because it doesn't work in this way. Each language has their own system to work. Finally, it's a bonus in case you didn't know it. The word 会, it also has another function. It's to predict the future. It's to predict the things in the future. It has nothing to do with the meaning can. For example, 他会来吗? It means will he come? It has nothing to do with the meaning can. And note it if you didn't know it. Okay, the class has been long. If you are still watching to this point, you are amazing and I can tell that you are very dedicated and really care about learning. That's the spirit. I'm really proud of you. Okay, time to wrap up the lesson. Thank you so much for watching and don't hesitate to ask if you have further doubt. Nos vemos in próxima clase. 下次再见，再见。